We're going live.
We're going live on air, WIDU1600AM. We got Jenny Bell today.
Good morning. Share it.
Oh gosh, you girls are so bright. I gotta put on my shades.
Oh, Lord.
He has started.
And so it began.
Look at him. So corny. Boss man and boss ladies.
Their
you
faces
all
are
let
shining
me know
so
when
bright.
you're
We're
ready.
ready. We're ready anytime.
Thank you, sir. You can begin. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, good morning, folks. Welcome to What's Going On Fayetteville here on the WIDU Radio Network. I am Wade Fowler. I'm one of the owners of Fowler Southern Gourmet at 723 West Rowan Street. Barbecue and more. But anyway, and with me is my co-host, the wonderful, the fabulous, brightest smile. That's why I'm wearing my sunglasses. You can't see them on the radio, but
They can see
Tiffany Haywood, the Mrs. T, the world famous blogger.
Goodness, world famous, maybe Fayetteville famous, but I'm looking for the world. Thanks, guys. How are you guys this morning?
And Tiffany, since you arranged for our guest to be here, why don't you introduce her to our radio audience?
Sir, I will proudly introduce our guest, who is Miss Jenny Bell from GoFayetteville.com. We are getting applause in the studio today. It is so awesome.
There is no one who knows more about what's going on around here than Jenny.
She knows exactly what is happening here in Fayetteville. And that's why we have her
holds
here
the
today.
key to the city.
And by the way, Tammy just, our wonderful producer, Tammy.
Thank
We
you
can't
for
forget
having me,
her.
boss
She's,
man.
now listen, you're listening in on the WIDU Radio Network. That's WIDU 1600 AM Fayetteville, North Carolina. WYDU 1160 AM in Red Springs, North Carolina. WAGR 1340 AM in Lumberton, North Carolina. WEWO, WEWO 1460 AM in Laurinburg, North Carolina. We are the WIDU Radio Network. Call-in numbers 910-4836-111, 4836-111. Please call in. We love to talk to you, and we love to hear what's on your mind about what's going on around Fayetteville, because as good as we are, there may be something that we've missed, and you can let us know.
Yes.
And even if it's not something that's going on right now, if you want to call and talk about what you like about the Fayetteville area, or something that's easily reachable from the Fayetteville area for a trip to go and do, that's what this is all about, giving you options and things to do. And you can listen on the World Wide Web at WIDU1600.com. So that's who we are. Tiffany, it's your turn.
What's my turn. What's going on in Fayetteville? We're going to start with what's happening right now today. We have the Umoja Festival, which is starting at 10 a.m. It is happening at Seabrook Park, 1520 Slater Avenue in Fayetteville, North Carolina. And it's a heritage and cultural festival. There's going to be a health fair, music, dancing, stories, drummers, a climbing wall, bouncy house, vendors, food, of course, arts and crafts, and even a movie. They are going to be showing Black Panther inside Smith Recreation Center at 5 p.m. And then they have these lovely women called the Tokay Rockers. It is a senior dance troupe who are going to be showing off their skills.
Wow.
Yes, today. And they're performing at 12:30 p.m. Then also the E.E. Smith Marching Band will be there at 1 p.m. And the climbing wall is going to be all the fun for the kids, and that's going to be there from 11 to 1. So if you're looking for somewhere to be today, the Umoja Festival is the place.
And I think I heard they were doing some tennis lessons too as well.
Really?
Yeah, and by the way, the Umoja Festival is where I first had any taste of West Africa's food.
Really?
And oh my goodness, it just blew my mind. And then they opened their restaurant, so it was really great. So I bet you they're there again.
I'm almost sure they probably will be.
I ran into Isabella last night, and I just adore her.
Yeah, that's a wonderful family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's so friendly. I sit on the
and great tasting
art committee
food
with her. She's amazing.
Did I mention the food?
Yeah, you
Okay.
mentioned the food, Wade. And speaking of food, this is a great segue. We also have happening today the 3rd annual Out of Sight Wing Fling. That is happening from 6 to 9 p.m. at Festival Park. And this is actually a celebration of food, fellowship, and cultural community, but it is also a fundraiser to help benefit those who have sight and vision problems.
6 to 9 p.m., did you say?
6 to 9 p.m.
Awesome. That means I get to go. The restaurant will be closed.
Oh, I thought I was getting ready to like there was a dad joke coming, but yeah, 6 to 9 p.m.
Did you just say a dad joke?
Yes,
coming? Wade
Wade is famous for his dad jokes, so I thought I was getting ready to, I thought it was headed my way, and I wasn't sure.
And don't forget, he's famous for his dad voice, according to
Yeah.
Kelly.
Oh my goodness.
He will
His
never,
radio voice.
Never live that down.
No, your sexy dad voice. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Your
But-
daddy-o the radio.
Oh! See, look at it. We can't. I just can't hear what Wade. But again, the Out of Sight Wing Fling, 6 to 9 p.m. at Festival Park. And the cool part that I found out about that is the DJ who is actually going to be spinning on the table tonight is Quince Lanford, and he actually lost his sight after having a stroke in his optic nerve, but he's going to be the DJ tonight for the Vision Resource Center. So if you're looking for some place to be tonight after the Emoji Festival, head over to Festival Park.
You know, I'm going to tell you something that just struck me out of that. This is totally amazing. He's blind, and he's a DJ. And you think about the fact that it's all done these days on computer and stuff. And so being able to, I mean, he obviously has spent a lot of time
practicing,
figuring what needs to go where. Because, I mean, they're always adjusting levels and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
and if he still uses vinyls, he has to know by touch, like, where he wants to stop and how he wants to bring it in. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. It'd be worth it just to see that.
Yeah, it would be, definitely.
That nonprofit was actually nominated for Best Nonprofit by the Reader's Choice Awards.
Wow.
Yeah. Partnership for Children won, but Vision Resource Center was one of the 3 that was nominated.
Awesome.
And I'm sure for good reason, because the wing fling itself looks amazing. They said that they're going to be cooking 10,000 wings today.
Wow.
I know I could probably put a big dent in that number. So I love some chicken wings. So if you're looking for something to do, that's where you need to go today. Now, coming up on Tuesday the 28th, we have our weekly What the Truck, which is happening at the Visitors Bureau at 245 Person Street between 11 and 2 p.m. Do we know what trucks are going to be there this week?
I do not know what truck's going to be there.
It doesn't matter because they're always awesome as far as I'm concerned. So if you're looking for a local food truck, head over to the CVB on Tuesday from 11 to 2. And if you can't make it on Tuesday, it's okay, because there's Worth the Truck at Manor Church on Thursdays at 5 p.m. So you can head there. And then the last thing that I have that's happening this week is also on Thursday the 30th, and it is Paint and Sip at Good Living Coffee Zone from 6 to 9 p.m. And you get to paint and sip on some coffee or a frap or whatever little beverage you want. It is only $21.60, and you get to paint to your little heart's content. So if you're looking for something to do this week, that is a great option.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
Sounds like a good deal to me too. Well, anything under like a little bit over $20 is always a good deal to me.
Okay, well, we do have a guest with us.
Yes,
her name is Jenny Bell. I've known Jenny for a little good while now, it's been probably one of the best connections I've made in the city of Fayetteville.
Oh my word, Wade.
And well, because you know, I get to know what's going on all through the week because of what you post and what you do. Tell us a little bit about about GoFayetteville, because we've had Jim before, but that's been a while back, and we've got a lot of new listeners that we didn't have before. To talk about GoFayetteville, talk about the CVB, what you guys are doing for Fayetteville, and what people, I think you probably got some good ideas of what people in Fayetteville can do that can help promote who we are and get more people in town.
Sure. So I write the GoFayetteville blog for my employer, Fayetteville Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. GoFayetteville blog is everything to do with Cumberland County. Anything of visitor interest that might draw a visitor from out of town, we like to feature. And it's places to visit, it's our history, it's places to eat. And I have a lot of fun writing it because I get to do research and I get to go to a lot of the places
fun people.
And eating really good food, and I'm constantly looking for new businesses, new places to experience. And then along with that, I run the Fayetteville, North Carolina Blogger Network, and this is a group of bloggers from Cumberland County who write all about not just Cumberland County, but they're lifestyle bloggers, they're fashion bloggers, food bloggers. They're amazing. And what we realized about these bloggers is that nobody is telling the story of the Fayetteville area better than they are. And instead of reaching out to a traveling writer or someone outside of our area to tell our story, we thought, let's let the bloggers tell our story. So we use what they write and we share it to help market the Fayetteville area. And once a quarter we take them out and go do fun things. We plan trips around the county, day ventures, so to speak. Our last one, did we talk about that when we went to Spring Lake Outdoors?
Yeah, I did bring it up.
You did?
But it was awesome. Our last one was all about getting outdoors and having fun. And a lot of the things that we found in Fayetteville, I never knew were in Fayetteville. Like the kayaking, and what else did we do? The skeet shooting.
Yeah,
and
we shot some guns.
Yeah, so it was crazy. Like,
yeah.
just to know that all that stuff was literally in our backyard. And I think that's the part that we love the most about being in the Faye NC Bloggers Network, is you get to discover stuff that maybe you didn't even know about. And then the fact that we can share it from our own perspective, and the fact that, hey, I live here, I have family here, I have kids here, and this is what I do, and this is what I love. It gives that unique twist to it. It's not just me stating facts, it's me giving my actual experience.
Yeah, because here's the thing, you're invested here.
Exactly.
Which is really important.
Right.
And, but it is, I think, though, what you guys do, what we get from a lot of y'all, it causes other people to want to come in and see about it. It's like, why am I drawing a blank on?
City Girl.
The City Girl, yeah.
Yes.
That came, and then just most recently, Our State Magazine came in.
Oh, wow.
And did a video series about things going on in Fayetteville, and we're grateful to the fact that they decided to come to our restaurant.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they came to our restaurant and spent
word.
about an hour and a half shooting video and eating food and taking all the leftovers home with the girl.
Wow.
So we anticipate that will come out on their site probably next week. They said it would take about 2 weeks to,
That's gonna be awesome.
which is pretty quick turnaround time. I
Yeah,
think.
it is.
Right.
But they came and they went to LeClaire's.
Okay.
They started out downtown. This is kind of cool. Just to tell you, if you want to be looking for this on the Our State Facebook page when it comes up,
out for sure.
they drove down Hay Street with a drone following them.
Oh, really?
Down
Wow.
Hay
I love
Street
that.
to catch the scene from above as they drove their car through downtown Fayetteville. They stopped, I believe, at the Airborne and Special Ops Museum. Of course, they had the Market House. They tried to go.
Awakening.
They tried to go to Zip Line. It was Zip Quest, but it was out there at Carver's Creek.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was thunderstorming that afternoon, so I don't know if they were able to sneak. I don't know if they were able to sneak it in or not. But they checked out a lot of different things around Fayetteville.
I can't wait to see that.
Me too.
Wow. I'm gonna share that like crazy.
It should be really cool. And here's the thing. This is why I think it's really good for Fayetteville. We were checking some of their work, and I think the lowest number of views they had on any single one of their videos was like 75,000.
Oh, I believe it.
Wow.
I believe
Most of them were in around 200,000 views.
For people who don't know, Our State Magazine is the premier magazine in North Carolina, and if they feature you in that magazine, that's a big deal. Because our state tends to give a lot of love to the more tourist destinations that are popular for people, beaches, mountains, etc. So if they actually come to Fayetteville and feature anyone, like they did with LeClaire's, they wrote a piece on him recently.
Yeah.
And I told Pat at LeClaire's, I said, that's huge,
Yeah.
So we want them to pay attention to Fayetteville.
Well, what's really neat, it just goes to show you that Fayetteville really is a different place. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's really making moves that are catching attention, and so I think that it's going to be a really exciting place to live in the next few years. We are changing. Yeah, it is now, but I mean but we've made so many changes that are, how it's sort of like the inertia thing. Once it starts rolling, you just
the momentum just keeps
it's like a snowball going downhill. It starts not only picking up speed, it also starts picking up size, if you will, so a presence. And Fayetteville's getting that presence now.
We really are, and I have a good example.
I say Fayetteville, Cumberland County. I don't want to leave out some of the other locations around here. I think Spring Lake, by the way, has done a great job of doing a face change.
I did
and it's really important.
I wrote a huge piece on Spring Lake this week, and it ended up being so much that I turned it into a 2-part blog. And when would you think that you'd have that much to say about a community of only 12,000 people? But I love it. They're coming along, and places like Spring Lake Outpost, what's now the Collective, their yoga studio, their gym,
the
coffee shop that they have there now. It's those are the folks that are changing the face of.
I really
Spring
wish
Lake.
I liked. Well, actually, I do like coffee. I really wish coffee liked me.
I know, because all I love is coffee. But I wanted to also interject that I had a really great example last night of how Fayetteville is actually drawing people in. So last night was 4th Friday, and I was heading it off at 222, and we had a group of women and actually a couple of guys show up, and we kept seeing that this group is getting larger and larger. So I asked them, what's going on? And she said, well, we all have a group on Meetup, And we all came together to come down and do the selfie challenge and everything for 4th Friday together.
How fun.
It was about 15 people, guys and girls. I think their group was called, let me get it right, Young, Fun, and Flirty.
Okay.
Or Single or something like that. And so they all came together. I actually got an interview with the head of the group. And they actually completed the entire selfie challenge.
Whoa.
They walked around downtown. They came back with their yearbooks all filled in and signed. So Fayetteville is drawing people in. And when I asked her what drew her to the Cool Friday, Back to Cool, she said it just seemed really interesting. And I love the take on the open house. And so it was really, really great.
That's awesome. Who do we have watching? Angie.
Angie's
Chancer.
watching. We have Chancer watching.
Chancer, what's going on, big man?
And
Now, let me tell you what. That is a guy right now that is changing the face of Hope Mills.
Hope Mills, exactly.
He is turning Hope
Yes.
Mills into a happening place.
He is.
And that's great to see, too. They are doing some really, really neat things over there. And I give Chancer a lot of credit for that. I mean, really
sure.
It's neat to see people who have said, let's take hold. And Chancer came here from Greensboro, so he brought some ideas, I think, from stuff that was happening in Greensboro here. And it's just cool that these people are coming in and saying, you know what, there's an opportunity in here, in the smaller communities as well as the big. I got to tell you, speaking of Greensboro, this one warmed my heart. There was a family that drove from Greensboro. They were going to the beach, and they came through Fayetteville. And they stopped and ate at our restaurant, and they had 2 children. And then on their way back from the beach to Greensboro, they made a point of stopping in the restaurant again.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because the kids said they loved it so much, and
Wow.
so they're spreading the word in Greensboro about Fayetteville.
Amazing.
And I had another family, the lady that came and did business in, had to do some business down here, and she's from Durham, and she ate with us. And then the next, I think it was like about 2 months later, she was back in town again because she had come for business. She brought her whole family with her.
See, that's where it's at. It all starts with a visit.
And the thing about it is Fayetteville really, I think, is missing a wonderful opportunity. We are a great food place.
Yes.
Because of so many ethnicities around here. I mean, this lady, she warmed my heart. She looked at me, she said, we got a lot of great restaurants in Durham. Don't get me wrong.
They do.
Durham, she said, we got a lot of great restaurants there. She said, but we love yours the best.
Oh.
And that's a Fayetteville one that won out over Durham. And so, there are just so many things. I mean, if you want Vietnamese, if you want Thai, if you want Colombian, if you want, Mexican, if you want Spanish, I mean, you want whatever you want. We've got if you want pie company.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if there's anybody. I don't know if there's any.
Sweet pies.
By the way, the shepherd's pie there, Leslie, is my favorite.
I have not had that one.
Listen, I have an idea for this show, and I need Leslie's cooperation here. I think we need a different bakery to sponsor us every Saturday morning.
Oh my goodness.
And
food makes me happy.
Give us some treats for us to show off on the show. I think we should start with Fayetteville Pie Company's breakfast pies.
Oh, I see Lexi. Hi, Lexi.
Hey, Lexi.
I've never had they had breakfast.
By the way, I'm going to give a shout out to Lexi too. Lexi is now working with the Fayetteville Public Works Mission, and she is doing a great job of helping our buy local program that we're trying to do through government entities here. And she even helped us find Next thermostats, I believe it is, that we're looking at.
Yeah,
we're trying to get some in.
One?
And guess what? She found them in Fayetteville lower than you can find them on Amazon.
I believe it.
And we bought them here. I mean, that's the kind of stuff. Helping to grow small businesses in the local area is a big thing too. Yeah. That's a movement that also has been picking up a lot of steam here in Fayetteville.
Yes.
I'm really proud of and glad that we've done it.
Yeah, and that's the perfect segue for NCCeed's program, because that's what they do. They help to grow small businesses in so many different ways, from classes and online courses, or in-person courses and workshops that they can take to help grow. And part of what they're doing this year is actually going to be one of their annual fundraisers, and it's called Over the Edge.
Yes.
And Kat was on with us a couple of weeks ago, and we were trying to talk Wade into going over the edge.
And
I'll sign up for it. I said I was doing it. My problem for me is that I just keep forgetting to do it. Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe I can do it as the Toss Your Boss thing, because they have the Toss Your Boss option.
Yes.
And technically Wade is like my boss, so hey, we can get you over the edge.
And here's the thing. I was talking to someone at Bright Light the other night, and she said, I'll do it, and I'll make a whole team out of it.
See?
And then she said, I think our burgers should have a team, and I think Fowler's should have a team.
Yes.
And I said, that's genius.
That is.
And we should start getting the food trucks to sign up as teams, because only one person on the team has to rappel the building. not everybody.
Yeah.
You can have a whole team of people with you, supporting you and helping you to raise that $1,000, but only one person has to go over the edge.
And the bonus part is that those who toss their bras actually get sponsorship perks when it comes to the over edge.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They get sponsorship recognition, signage on the event page, and promotions, vendor promotion table, tickets to the VIP event. So all of this is like, just makes it so worth it. So Wade, I cannot wait to see you go over that.
So you're saying on air right now that you're going to go rappel over the side of the building.
I want you to know that I am a former Air Force jet pilot.
So this is no big deal to him.
Yeah.
Basically. That's what he's saying.
Who has a fear of heights.
Oh, no.
Oh!
That I did not expect to be the ending of that story.
That's the best part.
But I would do it.
But you would do it.
Seriously, climbing up a ladder, I don't like it.
Really?
And actually, while they were still there, I went to eat at the top of the World Trade Center in New York with my wife. My wife's uncle, who was well-to-do, took us up there, treated us to dinner up there. And I stood at the glass looking out and had this great fear of falling through the glass and going down. I mean, it's just one of those crazy things where you get there and I get the I'm going to go over the edge. I want to do it. So I have it. But it's crazy strapping into a jet. I had an ejection seat, so I didn't care. I had a parachute.
But you still have to come down, though. Oh my goodness, Wade.
Well, that's amazing.
Well, if he's willing to,
right? Exactly. Yeah. If Wade can do it, anybody can do it. And part of the whole thing is
in a good way, in the best way possible.
That dolt.
Because guess what? Tiffany will not be doing it. I will record it. I will cover it. You guys will see it. I will be there, but I am not going over the edge.
Well, go ahead. Finish up what it's about, though.
Yeah,
we kind of jumped into it.
Yeah, so Over the Edge is basically a way for NCCeed to boost their funds to help or to continue helping small businesses here in Fayetteville.
The poverty prevention program.
That as well.
Yes.
And so several of the things that NCCeed actually does is some of their programs are they have the New Choices program, which trains clients to become financially self-sufficient with classes and counseling and development. They have the Success Closet, which gives clients opportunities to have professional outfits for interviews. And then they have the Seed Business Center, which also has the Women's Business Center program, which offers credit counseling, financial training, one-on-one consulting. They have small business loans. They also have What the Truck, because they are the ones who actually handle and manage that. And then they have the training station, which Wade has been chatting about. It's coming up soon. And that is going to be a shared commercial kitchen with culinary business, incubator, pop-up chef restaurants, food truck, commissary space, and retail locations.
Yeah, and you may wonder about what a pop-up restaurant is.
Yeah, explain that to us.
Okay, they will have a portion of the building that will be set up like the front end of a restaurant, the dining room section. Okay, because they'll have the kitchens there, and they'll have various kitchens back there that will all be commercial kitchens with storage space, proper storage space, and all this kind of stuff for people. It'll be particularly helpful for people wanting to start up in the food truck industry to have a really good commissary to use. But the pop-up kitchen is the idea that, I say pop-up restaurant, is that front space, the seating space with tables and chairs and all that kind of stuff. A person that wants to, say, get into the restaurant business and start up would be able to lease that space like almost by the hour.
Yeah, that's
right. So they could take, let's say you wanted to try, and I've got free time on Thursday evenings. I could lease it for Thursday evening from, say, 5 until 10. And then it becomes my restaurant. If I'm 10, you'll be using the kitchen space, and then you'll have the dining space where people can come in and eat on Thursday night for your 5-hour period. And it's a way for people to get started up and see what it's like to do service and all that kind of stuff, everything else, so that when they are ready to open a restaurant, they've been doing it. And I'll tell you, Seed, I love them. I mean, they helped us out when we got our food truck started. If they, I think one of the things that really helped us be where we are today, where we have a very successful restaurant, is that they invested in getting something done where there was a food truck rodeo downtown at Festival Park on Wednesdays. That drew crowds to us.
Yes, absolutely.
That we didn't have to do because they did it.
They are Seed and Alyssa Hennessy in particular, who runs the What the Truck program, is responsible for why you see food trucks all over Fayetteville and Cumberland County today. I give them full credit. food trucks you see them everywhere now, but it wasn't always that
No,
case.
it wasn't. And I remember her very first What the Truck. I attended it and I covered it, and I told her, I was like, you are on to something right here.
Yes.
Because normally, or up until that point, the only time you could find food trucks were if you went to Durham or if you went to Raleigh, and she brought it to Fayetteville, and now it's just exploded. Like, you literally, like you said, you can see food trucks everywhere. There's always a time and a place that you can go find a food truck.
Right.
And I mean, even the businesses, the brick and mortar businesses, are giving opportunities to food trucks.
Like we are.
Yeah, like Bright Light, and they have different food trucks rotate out, and it's just amazing to see.
And I'll tell you, one of the I haven't been there. One of the biggest people or groups of people that tend to argue against food trucks are those who have brick and mortar restaurants, and I would tell them they're making a huge mistake.
That's the opposite here.
You're making a huge mistake because we own a brick and mortar, and you know what? If somebody wanted to set up a food truck in the parking lot of the hotel across the street from us, come on, do it. Come on, do it. Here's the reason why.
Right.
People are going to come see your food truck, and you know what else? They're going to see my restaurant.
Exactly.
And they're not going to eat at that food truck every day. They're not going to eat at my restaurant every day.
Yeah. So
but they're going. They should, but they're not. So I'm just kidding. But so here's the deal. I know that when Raleigh wanted to do their food truck festivals downtown, at first a lot of the brick and mortars were resistant, and now guess who really wants to have them? Because they draw such huge crowds that the trucks that are there can't serve everybody.
Exactly.
And more people get exposure to the restaurants that are down there to find it. And also, our food trailer is an extension of who we are. You know, we were at Bright Light last night. You know how many people I met last night that had not been to our restaurant?
Exactly. It's a whole different
And I had a chance to tell them about it. And guess what? They come. Last week, met somebody there last week. 5 people that I met at Bright Light on Friday night came to our restaurant on Saturday morning.
That's incredible.
It is.
So it's an
such a
extension. You know, you get to. It's just a neat experience. And if you have not eaten at a food truck, I don't care which one you pick. Pick one and try it. It's a different experience. It's a lot of fun.
Totally different.
And since I gave a shout out to Chancer, I'm going to do it again. Chancer, that's one of the things Chancer's doing out at Hope Mills.
Hope Mills is
and let me tell you what, they do it up.
First Thursday of the month, y'all.
First Thursday of the month in the evening over there behind City Hall. Music, face painting for the kids. I mean, they make a big event out of it. And you know the other thing they do? They try to help other people in the community because there's always a food drive.
Yes.
They encourage people to bring and drop off non-perishable foods that they can use to help out those who have need. That is a community coming together and making things happen. So
we taken a big detour off of over the edge, but I think you get the idea that Seed is integral in so many incredible programs around the community. And the bloggers are actually going to do a preview on Tuesday, and we're going to go to the top of the building downtown, and I believe it's the executive tower.
Yeah, it's the one that Channel 40 was in over there on Robinson Street.
Okay, so the owner...
not Robinson, on Russell.
The owner of that building has opened his doors to Seed and said, come on, you can rappel off the side of my building. And typically, Over the Edge takes it to bigger cities where they might have skyscrapers. Well, Fayetteville doesn't have a skyscraper. It's on this building, I believe, is only 6 stories tall. But
only 6 stories.
That's still a lot.
But it's still, that's still going to be scary for some people. So you'll hear more next Saturday, I'm sure, from Tiffany after we have a chance to go.
If you guys want to see, I'll probably live stream part of it. It's going to be Tuesday starting at 11, right?
11.
So I'll live stream a portion. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll also have a video coverage posted later that night.
Yes. And then we're going to go eat at Fowler's afterwards because, you know,
we can get our.
I can honestly say that's probably the favorite restaurant of that blogger group. Like if you mention Fowler's to that blogger group,
all in.
Everybody's like, yes, we're going, we're going. Anyway, so that's what Over the Edge is about. If you're interested in signing up, I encourage you to go to Seed on Facebook, North Carolina Center for Education. I always get the EE wrong.
Yeah.
North Carolina Center.
I think it's for North Carolina Center for Economic Empowerment.
Yeah,
thank you.
Empower Development.
I always trip up over
but
that.
But just look them up. You can type NCCeed on Facebook, and then all the event details are there. The links for where to sign up, all of that is there.
Yep.
It is really a great organization. And listen, a lot of you people are not going to rappel off a building, but Even if you toss in $5
Right.
Maybe
to
a
support
donation.
somebody going over the edge,
Or
then
one
I think
coworker. Get
that'd be
one
great.
coworker who's willing to do it. Form a team. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna challenge our burger next. I've decided.
There you go.
They've been
Yeah.
challenged. You're on air. So
Yes.
they've
I
already
think
been
I think
challenged.
I think 507 Empanadas needs a challenge
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Marit-
And
too. I was thinking
Spearfish
Marissa
Creek.
go over the edge. That would be really
There it is.
good.
Yes.
I tell you what, maybe we need to send Tammy over the edge.
I'll do it.
Come on, Tammy.
Oh, yeah,
Come
that's
on.
so cool.
She
Ooh.
can. She can rep
You
WIDU.
could get you know what you could get WIDU to go over the edge.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That would be awesome.
Get Wes to go over the edge or
Toss
Sandy.
her box.
Maybe Sandy.
Toss her
I-
box.
Both of them.
Right?
2 for 1 special.
All right, well, listen, guys, I hear music playing, which means the show must be coming to an end. It's gone by so fast. Thanks for listening in, and we'll be back next week with What's Going On Fayetteville on the WIDU Radio Network.
Bye, guys. See you next week. Don't forget to tune in. Thanks for watching.
Hey, Kelly. Hey, Kelly.
Kelly says she's going to get her shirt when we come to Fowler's next week.
Okay.
Or Tuesday. Not
There you go.
Good morning,
We'll get shirts on
WIDU.
Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. So, see, I can get my pink one then.
Hello, WIDU. Hello,